All right, we're back. Let's keep coloring. Let's do a thing. Oop, I'm out of cards in that one. Let's do a tabletop. Tabletop topics to go. So out of all of those cards, I pull out the back one that isn't a thing. Of course I do. Pulled it out of the middle too. That must be where we're at with finished ones. Let me make a little tab on this, so I know that that's where we have already used some of those questions. Stick that back in. There we go. Use that one there. Now I know which ones we've talked about these things and haven't talked about these. All right. What is it? What will you be able to do on the internet in 5 years that you're not able to do now? Ooh. Future of the internet question. Alrighty then. I don't know. The way the internet's going, it may actually take stuff away from our functionality rather than add to it. I imagine AI will get better, and there will be more things that we do with AI. But at the same time, AI only knows what it's been fed, right? And if you consciously leave out information from the programming of AI, on purpose, you could on purpose leave out key points of history, for example, or purposefully leave out competitors' projects or what do I want to say? Let's say, for example, Facebook intentionally on their AI doesn't allow their AI to see, quote unquote, Twitter or X. Then if you used their AI to ask a question and the answer is over on that platform, and they've intentionally blocked that platform from your AI, you won't get accurate results because the answer might be out there on another platform and they have intentionally blocked it. So I'm not sure that I trust AI. I think it does what it's supposed to do based on how it's programmed. But that's the thing. Who programmed it and how and why? And what do they want? What is the... I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but still, what is their worldview of the person who programmed the computer? Because that worldview will dominate the results that that computer gives out. I don't care what they say, that it's, not skewed. It is. It's going to be skewed based on the stuff you put in. Garbage in, garbage out, right? Inaccurate stuff in, inaccurate stuff out. will one day it become more accurate? I don't know. I think it depends on the programmers and what they allow their machine to learn from. Because machine learning only is good enough as the as the as the source of the learning, just as any human. If you are not given the opportunity to learn from certain sources, then you have no idea those sources exist, right? You don't know about that learning. So I think that in 5 years will the internet be completely different? Yeah, I do. I do think so. But what will it be? I don't have any idea. And there are parts of it that scare me. But then again, there were parts of the internet that scared me in the year 2000 also, and here we are 24 years later, and we're fine. We haven't all succumbed. So, that's also a thing. I want to do something with that there. How about that? That looks interesting. That's an interesting shape. I'm happy with that. Because the internet doesn't always, and people's websites do not always work. Oh, good gracious. I was telling you about that we booked a cruise, and my sister-in-law was having trouble. We got ours booked fine. Some of the others got theirs booked fine. My sister-in-law, when she went to, she had everything in there, including her credit card information and everything, and said, "We're sorry, we are having troubles with this stuff." And then she didn't know if she had a room or didn't have a room, and so she had to call. And last we heard, because we had other things to do when we were done, we hung up the phone. She was still on the phone with customer service at the cruise line, trying to make sure that her booking went through, because we need our bookings to go through. I think my husband is thankful that his sister is leading the way with this particular booking. Usually when we go with a group, my husband ends up being the quote unquote leader of the pack. And, with all the booking numbers and keeping everybody organized, and, who goes where and which flights should we take and all of this stuff. I'm the researcher, he's the organizer, and yeah. He is very happy that his sister is going to do that part for this particular trip. Mostly because half the group is her friends, so she's going to be in charge. She says that's what she does when they do trips. She's that person for their group. There we go. I like that. Those are fun. Okay. So this is going to take a while, guys. Fast forward if you want to. Feel free, because you know what? This is just going to be long. One of the things I do think is going to happen, and has already happened to most people, is that you can't function without the internet. That's going to become a thing. We're going to be even more dependent on online. And in some cases, I think that's a really disservice, that there's only an online option for things. Like, for example, we are getting of a certain age where insurance and stuff becomes more complicated. Medicare, Social Security, all of that stuff becomes more complicated, right? And it's horrible. Especially we're helping a friend who is got dementia, and there are many things that her doctor's office knows she has dementia, yet continually sends her things that she has to do on a computer. She barely remembers how to use a phone, much less how to use a computer. And if she didn't have people to take care of her, how would she function? You know, they don't allow you to call anymore. You have to use the computer. Stuff like that, I think, needs to have a second thought, because there are some people who cannot physically and mentally cannot use a computer, and I don't think people think about it. And the older you get, the worse it is. Especially right now, because yes, we've had computers for most of our lives at this point. But there are still some elderly people who just don't know how to use a computer. There are a lot who don't have email. And there's so many places that you have to, like in my job, for example, a simple card that lets you get the sale price at my store requires an email address. Well, a lot of my customers don't have one. And we used to put in a generic email, no email at Yahoo or no email at Gmail or whatever. And it would work. Our system would take that as the email address, even though it really wasn't going anywhere. Our system no longer allows that. So you have to have an email address. And so some of my customers cannot get the sale price because they have no email. And sometimes I ask them if they have a cell phone, and they do. And I know that cell phone has an email because that's how they are set up. They have one associated with the phone. And I will ask to see their phone, and I will find the email that's associated with the phone. And that's fine. It works. Because even if they didn't set up their phone, the person at the cell phone store did something to make sure that the phone has an email address associated with it. Most of the time it's just like their first and last name with some numbers behind it. Um, but sometimes they don't even have a phone, so a cell phone. They have they have a house phone still, but they don't have a cell phone. So, I feel really bad for them because I can't give them the sale price because we have no way of overriding that. They want that information. The company needs, well, they don't need it. The company requires that as a thing. It's a requirement, and not everybody has it. And I don't think society is understanding that there are people who don't use the internet. And they're getting to the point where, you kind of have to use the internet. And there are some people who don't want to do that. Okay. Hi, puppy. All right. I'll do another question here in a second. Like that. I'm going to put these dots here. Like that too. Because that I did over here, and I think it needs it. Okay. So this one gets one here. One here. And one here. Like that. Oh, I like these. I really like these, but boy, did I pick a big paper for this. I should have done a smaller page. That's okay. You guys like hanging with me, right? I appreciate you. Thank you for hanging out with me. Oh, speaking of things to talk about, I've been working on the bathroom again this weekend. I actually had 3 days off in a row. 3 days in a row. And so has my husband. Because his boss took a couple of days off to go visit his parents. And so we wallpapered the bathroom. It looks so good. Anybody who's on any of those DIY remodeling shows and they say they've wallpapered an entire bathroom in one day are lying. Well, they might have done it, but they didn't do it right. To do it correctly, it takes much longer than that. But we had so much fun. We had fun. Only had to go to the store twice. That's pretty good. And then we also got our closet bits and bobs installed. Closet system. Of course, we can't put our clothes back in the closet yet because we haven't done the floor. Next weekend, we have garnered help from our friends, and they're going to come help us install the floor, and we should be able to, with 4 of us, we should be able to get the floor installed in one day, or one weekend. So, once we get the floor in, oh, and the other exciting news is they finally got the glass doors on the shower, so we can actually use the shower now. Yay! The shower's done. So we can use our shower, but since my clothes aren't there, I'm still using the downstairs shower right now. I'll wait until the whole bathroom's finished. But let's see, next weekend we'll do the floor. And then probably the following weekend we will put in the cabinetry and be done. Or hoop. Once the floor's in, we can put the closet back together. Bring in all the stuff that we have moved to other parts of the house. What is this one called? Because my thing has turned off, so I've forgotten. No, I don't want to be in my files. I want to be in Pinterest. What is this thing called? P-A-N-G-E-A. Pangea. There. I've made it one direction. Yeah. Is this going to take 3 videos? Maybe. This is a long one. This is a long one. Yeah, I'm really excited that the bathroom will be done before Christmas. That was our goal. Was this a very, very long process? Absolutely. Do I recommend living through long processes of remodeling like this? No, not particularly. But, you know, when you're doing it yourself, when you're doing a lot of it yourself, it just takes time. When you're only doing 1 or 2 days a month, or even just 4 days a month, one day a weekend, it just takes a long time to do a project. So things that we thought would take 1 weekend are taking 2 or 3 weekends, and it's dragging on. It's just dragging on. That was not what I wanted to do. It's all right. We'll just fill it in. Just make it bigger. Fill it in. Okay. And then this one. We had some wind this weekend. I think our biggest gust was like 35 or something, which really makes me feel for those hurricane victims. I can't imagine 100-mile-an-hour winds. It's got to be so scary. So scary. All right. It's coming along. It is coming along. Should we do another question? Let's do another question. Come on. Give me a question. Yeah. Is that just one card? Yeah. Okay. What flavor of bubblegum would you like to invent? Ugh. I feel like we've done that question before. I'm not a bubblegum person. I used to like to chew gum. Winter green or winter mint is my favorite. I don't imagine that there's any flavors of bubblegum that I would like to see as bubblegum. My teeth can no longer do bubblegum. No. That is not going to happen. Dental work just cannot handle bubblegum. Or any other super sticky, like a candy that's super sticky. Nope. Not happening. Probably shouldn't have signed my name yet till I was done with this particular shape, because now I've got my signature right where I want to put a thing. Ah, well, whatever. Whatever. Couple more, guys. And then we can shade and be done. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Do I want them to look like that? Or like that? I think I want them to look like that. Ah! Yeah. Yep. Finish these petals. Even if they're not very thick. Yep. They need to be finished. I was leaving them. I wasn't sure I wanted to do them, but I did them on that one, and they really kind of need to be done. They're coming. My bubblegum question wasn't a very good question because I didn't have much of an answer, did I? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, those look better than that. Yep. Got them all yet? Nope. Hoo-wee. I chose a challenging one. The pattern itself is not challenging. It's all this fill-in. I chose a challenging infill. just because it's very intricate and time consuming, not because it's difficult. If you do this pattern, you could choose one of the other infills. It wouldn't probably take as long. But of course, you know me, I've got to do the most. I got to do the most. It's what I do. All right. Do I want to leave 3 of them undone like that? It would look like that. You know what? Maybe I am. I'm going to leave those. I'm just going to shade and see what that looks like as just shaded. Just going to do some shading. And if I really hate it, being some of them done one way and some of them done another, then I will finish them. But you know what? Sometimes it looks good to have some of them embellished and some not embellished, just to show the difference on how the pattern looks one way or the other. That. You could leave it simple. You don't have to be complex. Like that. Yeah, you could leave it simple. Or you can be like me and just really go for it. Just like that. All right, you know what? I'm going to leave it like that. Mostly because my fingers are tired. I've been drawing for a long time for this one drawing. 2 videos, 1 drawing. Yeah, I've been drawing a long time. I'm going to leave it like that. There's the unembellished and the embellished. Of course, I like the embellished better, but it looks cool like this. All right, you guys have a great day. I will see you on the next video where we will do I don't know what yet. I'm feeling like I want a mandala, so that might be where I go on the next video. I have to write this down in my calendar before I forget what's the name and what date it goes. It's going to go up on November 25th, Pangea. So next video will be the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Want to wish you guys all a happy holiday season. Hopefully all of your Thanksgiving prep is underway. Don't forget to take your frozen turkey out of the freezer and put it in the refrigerator today. or hopefully you've done it already, because it takes 4 or 5 days for your turkey to defrost properly. Not sitting out on the counter where bacteria can breed. You're supposed to leave it in the fridge. So hopefully your turkey is in the fridge. Who knows what we're doing this year? I have no idea yet. Yeah, not sure if I get Thanksgiving Day off, which will make a difference as to what I do for that weekend. But my son will be home. I know that for sure. And I'm excited. I will see you guys on the next video. You guys have a blessed day. Go out and do something nice for someone today. Make yourself some extra fixins, extra things. Take it to the food bank. Buy some stuff that isn't normal for the food bank. And if you buy things for the food bank, make sure like the cans have the pop tops, because not everybody at the food bank has can openers. Make sure that it's food that can be eaten maybe without stoves. Not everybody has that ability to put a big old turkey in the oven. That's not something that usually can be happen. I know that at our church we have one lady who very much is in charge of, or leads our congregation to donate pre-cooked hams to the local food. It's not a food bank, because people don't take it home. It's where they feed people who need a meal, and so they get a hot meal. So people get up in the morning on Thanksgiving Day and cook a ham and take it over, and it's already cooked and ready to go over to the shelter. Do something like that, Make the world a better place, one person at a time, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.